Hello and welcome to News Round, a recap of stories that made headlines during the week. Coming up, President Bola Tinubu assents to National Anthem Bill 2024, reverting to the old national anthem, Nigeria We Hail Thee. An Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, calls for the scrapping of state electoral commissions. Organized labor declares nationwide strike from Monday, June 3rd, 2024, over new minimum wage and hike in electricity tariff. Plus, former U.S. President Donald Trump convicted in historic criminal trial. A news round begins with the signing of the bill reverting to the old national anthem at a joint sitting of the National Assembly in commemoration of the 25 years of Nigeria's unbroken democracy. President Bola Tinubu assented to the National Anthem Bill 2024, confirming Nigeria We Hail Thee as the country's latest national anthem. The president joined the National Assembly to cooperate in building a nation for generations yet unborn.
It's a joint sitting of both chambers in commemoration of 25 years of the nation's democratic journey. For the first time in the history of the Fourth Republic, President Bola Tinubu is attending, not to present the budget. Minutes past noon, President Bola Tinubu, accompanied by the Vice President, is admitted into the Green Chamber, where a host of past lawmakers, as well as governors earlier admitted, are present. President Tinubu has just signed the National Anthem Bill 2024 into law, prompting the joint sitting to jettison the 46-year-old anthem, standing in respect as a different tune reverberates. In his welcome address, the president of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, explains that it is not a day for long speeches.
You just greet us. You may say what, you may wave, you may stand up and take a bow, because this is the chambers. However you do it, and thereafter, we will allow you to take your exit while we continue with our proceedings. You intend to celebrate Democracy Day, which is June 12th. But out of honor and respect for the National Assembly, you said you must pass through the National Assembly on your first anniversary in office.
See, this is our diversity. We have no other choice. It is our nation. No one, no age, no other institution or personality will help us. We are walking the talk. I will soon bring year 2024 appropriation bill. That is just for your information.
After the brief speech, another attempt is launched to familiarize with the reintroduced national anthem.
May we now rise for the national anthem.
President Bola Tinubu immediately proceeds to commission the new National Assembly Library Complex named after him. From the National Assembly, Gloria Umezuke, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has extended the free train rides, which was initially declared for 2 months to 7 months. The president made the announcement at the Abuja metro station during the flag-off ceremony of commercial operations of the Abuja light rail project. The president also said the commencement of the project is a testament that his administration delivers on its promises.
President Bola Tinubu arrives at the Abuja metro station to flag off the commercial operation of the first phase of the Abuja rail mass transit system. The president is received by his host, the FCT minister, in the company of the Minister of State for the FCT. Also in attendance are Vice President Kashim Shettima, the Senate President, the Deputy Senate President, the Deputy Speaker, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, federal cabinet members, and other top government officials. The first phase of the project would run from the Central Business District to the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, with 4 stations in between. The FCT minister, Mr. Nyesom Wike, highlights the support of the president in the revival of the rail system.
I've heard people say that this has been commissioned before. What was commissioned is the metro station, not the operational. Because you can't have a train station when it is not in use. So when people talk about the New Hope, it's as if it is just mere talk. It's a reality. I want to use Abuja to showcase that the New Hope agenda is real, is working, and is practical.
On the part of the president, the revival of these projects is a testament that his administration delivers on promises. He also declared free train rides for the next 7 months.
Abuja Light Rail Metro stands as a symbol of progress, connectivity, inclusivity. It signifies our determination to modernize our transportation infrastructure. Today, what we have in the Federal Capital Territory is another piece of evidence that we are a government that delivers on promises.
After his speech, President Tinubu proceeds to take a ride alongside other invited guests. He arrives at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, which is the last point of the first phase. The long-anticipated Abuja rail mass transit system has now officially kicked off with this flag-off ceremony. With the announcement of free train rides by the president, residents of the nation's capital can now access this facility for the next 7 months. Kumbi Aboluade, Channels Television News.
And the Senate has pardoned and recalled Senator Abdul Ningi, who was suspended for 3 months on March 12, 2024. Recalled, which comes 2 weeks before its original expiration, follows a motion moved by the Deputy Minority Leader, Senator Abba Moro, who apologized on behalf of the suspended senator and took responsibility for his actions. The lawmakers took the unanimous decision after it reconvened for plenary from a closed-door session.
Aware that the said Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi, being under suspension, has spent over 2 months outside the precincts of the National Assembly complex and needs to return to continue with his legislative activities as a senator representing Bauchi's Central Senatorial District. Flowing from the above, the Senate minority leadership takes full responsibility for the actions of our colleague Senator Abdul Ahmed Ningi and apologizes on his behalf.
He's a very resourceful senator and one of our own, and the Senate is a family, irrespective of political divide, irrespective of religious divide, irrespective of languages. This happening today goes in tandem with the spirit of what the National Assembly, both the Senate and the House of Reps, has done by bringing back our old national anthem, which simply says that those tribes and tongues may differ. In brotherhood we stand. Accordingly, Senator Abdul Ningi is hereby pardoned by the 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and is also hereby recalled to participate in all proceedings of the 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, is calling for the scrapping of state electoral commissions. This was stated at a national dialogue organized by the House of Representatives, where President Bola Tinubu says his administration is committed to strengthening the local government system. According to the president, the degradation of that level of governance has contributed significantly to the inability of the country to address security and developmental threats.
The autonomy of local governments has been a subject of debate for many years. And as the National Assembly commences another round of constitutional amendments, the House is holding a national discourse on Nigeria's security challenges and good governance at the local government level. This is to further buttress the importance of the local government, which is the closest to the people.
I call on all governors to put Nigeria first and collectively support the President in the quest to grant full autonomy to local governments. We must definitely resolve the controversy surrounding the status of local governments by providing the framework needed to ensure their optimal operation.
Whether corruption exists in the national level, in the federal level, or in the state level, we identify it as true. So what negates the local governments from also having the same issues?
We need also to understand the institutions that are stakeholders in the governance of local government, like the security situation, the DPO, the SSS, the traditional institution. The traditional institution has broken down. People are behaving anyhow.
The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice wants the control of the local government out of the hands of state governors.
Many experts have proposed that there is need for scrapping the State Independent Electoral Commission. Their functions and powers should be transferred to the Independent National Electoral Commission because the State Independent Electoral Commission remains an appendage of the incumbent governor and it behaves as such. I have not seen any state where local government election is conducted, however poorly the governor or the government may have performed, that will not return the members of the political party as the winner of the election.
President Bola Tinubu is represented by the Minister of Defense. He decries the degrading state of the local governments.
Local governments are the frontline defenders against insecurity, as they are closest to the people and possess intimate knowledge of their communities' needs and challenges. This is why some have advocated for community policing as a finesse to our internal security challenges. It is in light of the foregoing that our administration is committed to implementing measures aimed at bolstering the local government system, recognizing that sustainable development, national security and prosperity can only be achieved when every level of government functions effectively and accountably.
The House of Representatives believes that by holding this discourse, it would carry stakeholders along, especially the state assemblies, to avoid another rejection of the Constitution Amendment Bill at the state level. Terry Ikumi, Channels Television News.
And thank you for staying with us. Well, members of the Green Chamber held a plenary where the House was divided over the use of mercenaries to combat terrorism and kidnapping. Some lawmakers fear that it would breed more insecurity, while others believe it would complement the actions of the security agencies. Meanwhile, the House has passed a resolution to investigate the mass retrenchment in the central bank.
It's an emergency plenary session in the House of Representatives to commemorate 25 years of Nigeria's uninterrupted democracy. As the House awaits the arrival of the President, matters of urgent national importance are considered, most bordering on security.
If you look at the areas most prone to insecurity today in Nigeria, and you compare them with the statistics on the degree or percentage of poverty established by world bodies, you will discover that the places most affected by insecurity today in Nigeria are the poorest part of Nigeria. They are the least educated part of Nigeria. Fact.
I fully support all the contributions and ask that we take a day for us to discuss this issue of insecurity on the floor of this House and perhaps declare or urge the executive arm to declare an emergency on insecurity.
I would suggest, just like the minority leader pointed out, we choose a date to handle only the issue of insecurity and the way forward.
Lawmakers disagree on an amendment to the motion to hire the services of mercenaries to fight banditry and kidnapping.
I urge us to at least look at the alternative of bringing in mercenaries to assist our existing military and other agents of coercion on ground to end insecurity in the country.
We agreed that what we are fighting is asymmetric war. It is not a normal war that you can invite mercenaries that you are comparing to Ukraine and the other country. These are war that is not known to the system. So please, inviting mercenaries will create more insecurity for us in the future.
The amendment is eventually stepped down. A related motion bordering on the safety of law enforcement agencies is considered and adopted.
We are paying that thousands of law enforcement officers attacked by civilians who are injured or even killed in line with their duty. Right, Honourable Speaker, we are concerned that the country will continue to lose more dedicated and gallant law enforcement officers if measures are not being put in place.
In the meantime, the attention of the House is drawn to the mass retrenchment by the central bank.
Worried that these retrenchments, without any sort of fair hearings or panels or criteria set out, could cost the nation a lot in settlements. Terminating appointments arbitrarily will amount to killing the morale of junior stars, not knowing what their own fates could be.
The House mandated Committee on Banking Regulations to look into the reforms of the CBN, which have warranted the downsizing. Terry Ikumi, Channels Television News.
And the battle for the control of the Kano emirate shifted to the courts this week with the granting of conflicting orders by two separate courts. While the Federal High Court granted an order restraining the Inspector General of Police and the DSS from arresting Alhaji Aminu Adobayero, two conflicting orders were granted on whether Muhammadu Sanusi II should remain in the Emir's palace. Before the court ruling, the drama continued as both Aminu Adobayero and Muhammadu Sanusi II received district heads in separate palaces.
It's been 5 days since the dissolution of the additional emirates created by former Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State and the subsequent reinstatement of Muhammadu Sanusi II as the new emir. Since then, the ancient city of Kano has witnessed a number of protests, some in support of the reinstated emir, while others support the 15th emir Aminu Ado Bayero. It appears, however, that the battle has now moved to the courts as conflicting orders from the federal and state high courts have emerged. The Federal High Court, presided over by Justice S.A. Amobeda, issued an order for the eviction of Emir Muhammadu Sanusi II from the Ofar Kudu Palace, reinforcing the authority of the 15th Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero. On the other hand, the Kano State High Court, under the jurisdiction of Honorable Justice Amina Adamu Aliyu, issued an injunction to protect Muhammadu Sanusi and other key figures from potential harassment by the state authorities. In another ruling, Justice S.A. Amobeda issued an order of interim injunction restraining the Inspector General of Police, the Kano State Commissioner of Police, and the Department of State Service from arresting Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero. Meanwhile, youth and students marched to the residence of the emir at Nasarawa, calling on the Kano government not to force Aminu Ado Bayero out of the palace, which, according to them, may disturb the peace in the state.
Ejecting His Eminence, the Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, from his royal house will bring chaos and instability in our dear state. So, at this juncture, we would like to call the attention of the state government to take the interest of Kano people first, because we are doing this for the interest of Kano citizens and Kano state at large. We want peace to reign.
The Overhood Emir's Palace, where Muhammadu Sunusi II is residing, remains busy with people coming in and out. Sadiq Ilyasu, Channels Television News.
And now to labor matters. The Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress have declared a nationwide indefinite strike beginning from Monday, June 3rd, 2024, owing to the inability of the Tripartite Committee on New Minimum Wage to reach a consensus. President of the Trade Union Congress, Mr. Festus Osifo, made the announcement at a joint conference with the leadership of the Nigeria Labour Congress in Abuja.
If you could remember, we had a meeting, a National Executive Council meeting of the NLC as well as the TUC, where we were further charged that the leadership should take charge and will take all actions to call government to order at the end of the expiration of the ultimatum. Today is 31st of May 2024, and this night the ultimatum expires. So, gentlemen of the press, we are hereby declaring the commencement of a nationwide industrial action, a nationwide strike, effective from Monday, June 3rd, 2024. And this strike shall be indefinite. And this strike shall be on until we have a new national minimum wage, until government is serious and also the tariff increment in electricity is reversed.
And Ogun State is set to become the latest oil-producing state in Southwest region. This was confirmed by a high-powered delegation of the federal government, led by the Minister of State Petroleum, Oil, Heineken Lokobere, and visited the governor of the state, Dr. Abiodun, to give him an update on this. Wondering how this is possible, well, a part of the Dahomey Basin, one of the frontier basins comprising OPL 302, which falls within Ogun State, and OPLs 306 and 307 on the edge of the Niger Delta basins have had potential hydrocarbon discoveries. In his remark, the minister said the federal government has decided to resume exploration in different basins while assuring the governor that the state has very high potential of discoveries.
We're here basically to show the excellency and the good people of state. The federal government is committed to using the resources available, part of the provisions of the PIA, the special fund provided for exploration in the frontier basin. The federal government is committed to using that fund to ensure that we'll find oil, in all the basins in the country.
Why are we having
And responding to the cheering news, Governor Abiodun thanked Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for creating the enabling environment for the state to achieve their long sought-after desire. He goes to highlight the potentials of the project.
Ogun State, in part, containing OPLs 302, 303, 306, and 307, and other acreages, present unique opportunities for the qualification as a frontier exploration state as defined in the PIA. I want to deeply appreciate Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for creating this enabling environment for us in Ogun State to achieve this long sought after desire and hope of us of many years.
And to end news round, former U.S. President Donald Trump has been convicted of falsifying business records in the first ever criminal trial against a former president. He was found guilty on all 34 felony charges. Mr. Trump is accused of concealing a payment made by his former lawyer to buy the ex-adult film star's silence shortly before the 2016 election.
This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area. This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. But the real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. You have a Soros-backed DA, and the whole thing. We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end and we'll win.
And those were the top stories for the last week of May. Thank you for watching. I'm Ladi Williams. Bye-bye.